Good afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to Columbus City Schools new student orientation. Welcome. My name is Mr. Washington. I am the instructor of the Environmental Services program. Our program is located at 1331 Edgehill Road, Columbus, Ohio, 43212. The Environmental Services program at Goodwill is just one of the exciting programs provided to you by Columbus City Schools. Today, on our agenda, we have many topics that I know that you would be interested in hearing about. So we will go over them. I'd like to take this time to allow you to view a document. So I will retrieve it just in a moment. Okay, here it goes. What is the Goodwill Environmental Services Program? The Environmental Services Program is one of the many outstanding and career technical training opportunities operated by the Columbus City School District. The focus of this program is to train students in building maintenance and custodial skills. What do students learn? Student interns will learn entry-level skills in the care and maintenance of commercial and residential buildings and their surrounding grounds, floor buffing and polishing, basic office cleaning and sanitation, introduction to electrical maintenance, exterior building care, lawn service, and setup are just some of the exciting skills covered in the curriculum. Will transportation be provided? Yes, all CCS students will be transported to and from the site by a school bus. You should receive bus information in the mail before the first day of school. 2020. Out-of-district students will be provided transportation by their respective school. What if I do not receive bus information in the mail? Please feel free to call the Transportation Department at 614-365-5074 or access the CC website. You may also contact myself, Mr. Washington, at 614-704-3633. What is a typical day like? A typical day for the morning session begins at 7:30 a.m. and ends at approximately 10 a.m. The afternoon session begins at 12 p.m. and ends at 2:10 p.m. Morning AM environmental students will be picked up in their neighborhood and transported to the Goodwill site to begin class at 7:30 a.m. Students will participate in supervised training and instruction at Goodwill using a lab and classroom setting. Students will also receive hands-on experiences throughout the facility. At approximately 10 a.m., students will be transported to their attending high school for academic classes. Afternoon PM environmental students will begin their day at their high school and then be transported by bus to the Goodwill site for their training. Class will begin at the Goodwill site at 12 p.m. and will end at 2 p.m. Let's talk a little bit about what the morning will look like. I want to clear up some misunderstanding. For our AM students, your bus will pick you up, Columbus City Bus will pick you up in your neighborhood. You will not go directly to the Goodwill site, but you will be transported to the Fort Hays Career Center site. There you will be met by myself, Mr. Washington, or Miss Tammy, the assistant. Then you will board Columbus City School Bus and be taken to the Goodwill site. And there you will begin your learning experience. Now, the PM students, the afternoon students, they will pretty much do the same thing, however, just in a different order. The PM students will board a Columbus City School Bus and be taken to the Fort Hays site. Once they arrive at Fort Hays, again, they will be met by the assistant, Miss Tammy, or myself, Mr. Washington. And then the students will be transported to the Goodwill site. And at that time, the learning experience will take place. Next, are there any special regulations at the Goodwill site? Yes. Due to safety regulations and professional requirements at the program site, no facial jewelry is allowed on the premises. Eyebrow rings, nose rings, lip rings, tongue rings, face rings, etc. Okay. If you have any type of facial jewelry that will conflict with working conditions or that is not safe because they're dangling, we will ask you to remove the earrings, and after the program, they'll be returned to you. Okay. All right. Next, is there a uniform requirement for my student? And the answer is yes. Student interns, uniforms are required at the Goodwill site. 2 navy blue uniform polo shirts will be provided to all students. However, students are required to purchase 2 pair of tan colored pants. The pants can be black, the pants can be blue. You will need to purchase a belt and work shoes or work boots. No tennis shoes will be permitted due to the nature of the job and type of work. The safety of our students is a high priority. Shirts need to be tucked in and pants need to fit properly at the waist with a belt. No sagging will be permitted. No open-toe shoes or flip-flops. When and where will my student eat lunch and breakfast? Breakfast will be served to all students that attend the AM session. However, they will need to eat lunch when they get back to their high school. Students attending the PM session will need to eat lunch at their high school before coming to the Goodwill program. Let's try to talk about or clarify what I just read. The AM students, If for some reason a student arrives late at the Fort Hayes site, and the student is unable to eat the breakfast, make certain you talk to myself, Mr. Washington, or make certain you talk to the assistant, Miss Tammy, and we will make certain that you get something to eat. We want to make certain that you eat, so therefore you can learn. The PM students, if for some reason you arrive at the Fort Hayes Career Center and you're late, and for some reason you didn't get a chance to eat your lunch at your high school, make certain you talk to me or talk to Miss Tammy, the assistant, and again, we will make certain that you get something to eat. We want to make certain that both AM and PM environmental students get something to eat. So when they arrive at the Goodwill site, they're ready to learn, and learning can take place. Next. Do I need to call if my student will be absent? Absolutely. This is a career work program, excuse me. And just like work, a student needs to notify his or her supervisor that they will not be in attendance. Any intern who will not be in attendance for any reason will need to call the instructor, which is me. My number is area code 614-704-3633. Does my student earn a credit or pay? Students are not paid for their training in the Goodwill Columbus City School Environmental Services Program. However, each intern will receive 2.5 hours of elective credit toward their diploma. Each intern will also receive internship community service hours for each hour completed. This will more than satisfy the graduation requirement for 120 internship hours. At this time, I'm going to remove the document, and we'll get an opportunity to discuss other questions and concerns on the agenda. Okay. All right, next. I would like to talk about our mission statement. Our mission statement at Goodwill, and it has been for a while, is pride, respect, and commitment. Pride. Taking pride in the work in the service that we give to others. Taking pride in our classroom, in our building, in our appearance, and in the way that we look. Respect. I think respect says a lot. Respect each other. Respect our teachers. Respect our employers. Respect the participants at Goodwill. We give respect and we get respect. Commitment. Be committed to the cause. Come to Goodwill every day, work, give your best, and that's it. Next, we're going to talk about discipline plan. Basically, if we remember pride, respect, and commitment, we won't have to worry about discipline issues because the pride, respect, and commitment is going to take care of those issues. We won't have any discipline issues. Me as your teacher, I'm going to respect you every day, all the time. That's a given because you deserve to be respected. You guys are doing a lot. You're catching buses, bus after bus after bus. You're getting up early and you're showing us, Columbus City Schools and Goodwill, that you want this knowledge. You want the training. You want to be successful. And that's what it's all about. So basically, with the discipline plan, if for some reason something goes south, something goes wrong, there's some issues. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the student one-on-one, individually, by yourself. And see if we can resolve that. If we can't resolve that, then I'm going to call parents and see if we can resolve it that way. And usually that really works out great. Now, for some reason, that doesn't work out great or fine, then I'm going to have to go to a higher level in which I don't want to. I'm going to have to get the administrators involved. Now, basically, what I like to do is I like to document and I like to attempt to keep things in-house. I don't want to let things have to go to the administrator. Okay? So the way I feel is this. If we respect one another, if we work hard, if we're committed to the cause, if we're busy learning, trying to take advantage of the program and the skills that are awarded to us by Columbus City Schools, that I don't think we will need this discipline plan. Next, let's talk about grades. Grades, it's a given. And what I mean by that, it's not difficult. I'm just going to say it. It's not difficult to get a good grade in their environmental services program. Why? I'm going to answer that for you. Because all you have to do, come to school every day, dress in uniform, do what you're asked to do, and participate. That's it. Come to school and do your best. And you will see that the grades will take care of itself. Lesson plan. In the beginning of the school year, our lesson plans will pretty much be the same for every student. We're going to begin working on safety, talking about safety, practicing safety. Because to me, that is most important. Your safety. You, our students, you're our most valuable asset. So most definitely, we want you safe. Once the school year progresses, then the lesson plan is going to vary. And what I mean by that is everyone will be doing something different. Joe may be doing some light carpentry. Sally may be doing light electrical, maybe installing a switch. Bobby may be doing some plumbing, maybe plumbing up a sink or a toilet. So it's definitely individualized. It's a great program because you're going to learn so many skills. And you're going to get a chance to practice those great leadership talents that you have, because you're going to get an opportunity to help one another. In the environmental services program, I will say over and over again that we are family. If one of us fail, we all fail. Okay? We're going to help one another. When it comes to lesson plans, it's going to be a little different. Okay? Everybody's not going to be doing the same thing. So there's going to be a lot of different things going on. Next, one of the great things that I like about the environmental services program is that you are allowed to go at your own pace. Yeah, go at your own pace. You don't have to worry if you feel that you're behind. Someone's working a little faster than you. Don't worry about that. Worry about you. You don't have to worry about keeping up with someone else. Keep up with you. That's what I want you to keep up with. And also, I'd like you to know this. It's going to sound a little funny. I love mistakes. Make mistakes. Yeah, that sounds strange, doesn't it? You go back to your high school, home high school, and say, Mr. Washington says he loves mistakes. Yes, I love mistakes. And why? Because if you make the mistakes in this program, then you will make less mistakes once you graduate from high school in the working sector. Now, of course, I want you to learn from your mistakes. So the goal is for you to make mistakes, and we will show you how to correct the mistakes, and therefore you will make less mistakes. But yes, it's okay if you make mistakes, as long as you learn from those mistakes. Next, I'd like to talk to you about if you come to Goodwill and you don't feel good. If you come to Goodwill and you're feeling ill, the first thing I'd like you to do, make certain if I'm not at Fort Hays to meet you, please make certain to let Ms. Tammy know, the assistant, excuse me, or one of the administrators, so that we know so that if you choose to attend the career center that day, on that day, then I know what's going on with you. And I can make certain that we monitor you and do the best that we can for you. Please let us know if you're not feeling well. Again, you are very important to us, and we want to make certain that you're safe and that you're comfortable. End of the year final. The end of the year final, it's a given as well. Because basically what it is, it's everything that you've done all year long. The majority of our students, they get very nice grades, very good grades on the final exam. And why? Because it's what we've been doing all year. And most of the students will tell you that my teaching strategy is simply this. I teach through repetition. If you do something and you make a mistake, fine, do it again. If you do it again and you make a mistake, that's fine, do it again. So forth and so on. You get the idea. People, the environmental services program is a wonderful program because it gives you the opportunity not to be stressed out. You can come, be in a very comfortable classroom and lab setting and learn different skills without being stressed out. I would like to talk a little bit about our program goals. Our program goal is this. Number one, to make certain that you learn these skills so that once you graduate from high school, you will be employed. You have the skills to be employed. That is one of our most important goals. Our next goal is to make certain that me, Mr. Washington, the instructor, that I'm working with, the coordinators, and Goodwill, workforce development, want to make certain that our students are connected with ODD. And what OOD, and what that stands for, or shall I say what that is? It's an agency, and they provide services for our students, especially after they've graduated from high school, such as transportation needs, such as being a job coach. They will provide different services for you to help you while you're, seeking a job, or even while you're employed, if you have problems on the job setting. So we're here for you. It's an exciting program. As I said, you can do and learn many things in this program. I would have to say that the The Environmental Services Program is probably one of the most relaxed programs. And what I mean by that, just not a lot of pressure. Of course, we want you to learn. We want you to learn all of the skills that will be taught and provided. But this program it's a unique program. And what I mean by this is that, let's say if a student comes to the program and for some reason they're stressed out, just make certain you tell me or Miss Tammy, the assistant, and we will give you time out. You can go and sit in an area. We have an area designed, an area that is prepared for you. If something's wrong, you can go and sit there, calm down until you feel better. People, the Environmental Services Program, the instructors, the administrators, the assistants, we care for you and we're here for you. I sincerely thank you for this time. I welcome you again for attending this session. And I look forward to working with the students in the next upcoming year, 2020, 2021. This is Mr. Washington, Environmental Services Instructor, saying to you, be safe and thank you. Thank you for being part of the Columbus City School Career Center program. Thank you.